Here's a fact backed by decades of behavioral research. You make your first impression in less than 5 seconds. Before a single word leaves your mouth, she's already scanning for subtle cues: posture, energy, rhythm, presence. And if you get those right, you stand out not in a flashy, try-hard way, but in a way that feels instantly magnetic. In this video, we're unpacking 8 things women notice instantly. These aren't gimmicks or pickup tactics. They're deeply rooted in psychology and human behavior, and we'll be pulling insights straight from powerful sources, like atomic attraction. The art of seduction and the dating playbook for men. If you're looking for real signals that trigger attraction, at the primal level, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. You walk like you have nowhere to prove but somewhere to be. In Atomic Attraction, Christopher Canwell explains that movement is one of the first signs of dominance. A man who walks with fluid, grounded posture and relaxed shoulders signals calm authority. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's already operating from certainty. Picture this: 2 men walk into a room. One looks around nervously, adjusts his shirt and shuffles forward. The other strides in with steady ease. Like gravity answers to him. That second guy, he shifts the room without saying a word. Don still calls this nonverbal alpha dominance. It's not about size or flash. It's about momentum. The takeaway: a confident walk doesn't just get noticed. It changes the atmosphere. And here's the bonus, people, including women subconsciously. Yield space to the man who carries himself like he owns it. It's not arrogance, it's embodied assurance. You're not just walking, you're broadcasting status through biomechanics. 2, you don't rush to fill silences. Silence, when handled well, is powerful conversation Casanova and flirt like a pro. Both highlight that most men talk to manage their own nerves. But the high-value man, he knows silence creates space. Tension pull. Let's say she finishes a story. Instead of jumping in, you pause. Meet her eyes, let the moment breathe. That silence tells her you're centered, and that you're not afraid of emotional depth. Think of it like jazz. What makes it addictive isn't the notes. It's the space between them. The takeaway: when you can hold silence without flinching. You shift the dynamic and she leans in. Bonus insight: that moment of stillness also makes your next words land with more weight. You're not just another voice. You're the one she's waiting to hear. 3, you dress like a man who knows. According to Atomic Attraction in the dating playbook for men, how you dress sends signals before you speak. Not about money, but identity. Your clothes say, "This is who I am." It's not about designer labels. It's about alignment, clean lines, well-fitted cuts, simple color palettes. These tell her you pay attention and that you're in control of your image. Imagine 2 men wearing a black tee. One stretched and faded, the other crisp, fitted, intentional. Same item, different impact. The takeaway: your style is a silent introduction. Make sure it speaks the truth on your terms. Here's what most guys miss: consistency. When your grooming, shoes, and energy all match your style, you become visually congruent. That kind of alignment sticks in her mind, even after the conversation ends. 4, you hold eye contact a split second longer. Accidental flirting and the art of seduction both emphasize the impact of held eye contact. Not staring, not locking eyes like a robot. Just one extra beat, that's where the magic is. That tiny pause says, "I see you." I'm not intimidated. It creates heat without words. Add a slow look away and return. Now you're building rhythm. A chaser pulse. Picture locking eyes across the room. You hold, then look away. Then back briefly. That moment, it lingers longer than the conversation ever will. The takeaway: eye contact isn't about dominance. It's about presence, and presence is magnetic. When done right, it also creates a spike of emotional intensity, a neurological response tied to adrenaline. Her brain lights up. You just became more than a passerby. You became an imprint. 5, you move with deliberate, slow confidence. Robert Greene in The Art of Seduction makes it clear. Seducers don't rush. They move like they're being watched, and they don't mind. Every gesture feels intentional, not accidental. Body language secrets reinforces this. Fast twitchy movements scream nervous energy. But a slow lean, a calm sip that shows you've got time and control. Imagine a man checking his watch, leaning back then turning toward you without haste. He's not trying to impress. He's inviting you to sync with his tempo. Kind of like watching a lion stretch calm, unbothered. Impossible to ignore. The takeaway slow movement doesn't signal laziness. It signals power held in reserve. And here's the edge. Slow movement increases perceived control. Women associate that control with physical mastery, emotional regulation, and yes, bedroom confidence. 6, you speak decisively, even about small things. In the dating playbook for men, Andrew Farabi explains that micro-decisions reveal leadership. Women aren't just watching what you say, they're watching how you say it. You don't wait for consensus. You say, let's grab a seat over there, or whiskey neat. Not because you're bossy, but because you've made a choice. Christopher Canwell calls this emotional leadership. When you guide calmly, the world relaxes around you. It's like watching a seasoned pilot call the shots mid-flight. No drama, just direction. The takeaway: clear decisions, even small ones, say more about you than big speeches ever could. And those tiny choices, they build a rhythm she can follow, without needing to ask where you're headed. You seem slightly unavailable without acting aloof. In both Read Her Signs and The Art of Seduction, the concept of scarcity comes up again and again. Not fake disinterest, but selective energy. You don't text back immediately. Every time you're present, but you're not on standby. She senses it. Your life has weight, direction, and motion. And that makes her curious what's taking up your time. Who else has access to your attention? Think of it like a top-shelf bottle. Everyone notices it, but it's not poured out for just anyone. The takeaway: a little mystery isn't game playing. It's value signaling, and the beauty of it. When she earns your attention, it means more. That contrast drives emotional investment. 8, you radiate purpose, even if you're not there yet. Across atomic attraction, flirt like a pro. And the dating playbook, one thing is clear. Women respond to motion, direction, trajectory. But if you're building, striving, you don't have to be rich or famous. It's called future value perception. And it's powerful. You casually mention the business you're growing, the half marathon you're training for, or the film you're scripting, not to flex, but because it's your reality. It's like watching the first few sparks of a fire. Too early to roast anything, but clearly going somewhere. The takeaway: she's not looking for a trophy. She's tracking your momentum and purpose. It's the ultimate amplifier. When you know where you're going, everything else about you, your walk, your tone, your energy falls into alignment. What stands out isn't flash or noise. It's the quiet confidence, the deliberate rhythm, the sense of inner gravity. These 8 cues, they speak before you open your mouth. And ironically, the men who master them don't do it to impress. They do it because that's just who they've become. So ask yourself, where are you already dialed in? And what signal are you sending without even realizing it? Drop a comment, share your signal, or the one you're working on. Then subscribe and catch our next breakdown. 8 things men do that instantly kill a woman's interest. Until next time, pay attention. Make your move and own the moment.